14 subtle signs that you could be in a toxic relationship, whether that is a partner, a parent, a friend, a boss, or a co-worker. When it comes to being around toxic people, often we don't recognise that they are toxic because we are looking for the good in them and questioning ourselves, and that's without the narcissist gaslighting, placing those self-doubts within us. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for your continued support. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So this video is about some subtle signs that you could be involved with a toxic person. Whenever we get involved with any form of new relationship, we are taking a risk. We don't know everyone. However, we would like to believe that people are loyal, honest, trustworthy. Nobody gets involved with or stays with an abusive person intentionally. We believe they're coming from a place of honesty, and often we don't recognise they're not coming from a place of honesty due to all their dishonest gaslighting and lies. Some narcissistic people do also use physical violence. Often by that point people are in that deep, they are full of financial problems, health problems, and fear the narcissist, that it's very difficult to just walk away from the situation. However, it is possible. Many narcissistic people don't use physical violence. They use psychological, mental, and emotional abuse, which is in one way harder to recognise while we live it and harder to understand once out of it. However, those narcissists that do use physical violence, such as pushing and shoving, it is violence and there's no excuse. However, the narcissist usually minimalises it or finds a way to blame us, that we excuse their physical violence. We give them the benefit of doubt, not realising they are the ones that are causing all our self-doubts. So when it comes to being around a narcissistic person, if you're the one blaming yourself for their actions towards you, if you keep hoping that they'll change, if you've been isolated from friends and family, if you're getting bad anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, if you no longer know who you are, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, if you don't feel comfortable around them, you just feel, not in an obvious way, you just feel off around them, if you fear what mood they're going to wake up in, if you fear approaching them with a subject that needs to be discussed, if you fear their car pulling onto the drive, the key in the door, or if you don't message them back straight away or answer that phone to them instantly, you fear their reactions. No longer allowed to go out with friends or family, or an argument erupts before you go or when you come home, or you are made to feel guilty for seeing friends and family. There is a very high chance you are involved with a narcissistic person. And even if they're not on the spectrum of the narcissistic personality disorder, there is still a high chance you are with a toxic person, especially if you don't feel safe. If you fear speaking up for yourself, if your hopes, dreams, your boundaries are all slipping away from you, if you're left full of self-doubt. And again, especially if you don't feel safe, you need to find a safe way out. A narcissistic relationship can have devastating effects, not only on your mental health, but also your physical health. I shall link those videos up here. And these relationships don't only happen with an intimate partner, they can happen with parents, with adult children, with friends, and in the workplace. Somebody's narcissistic wife or husband is someone else's narcissistic daughter, narcissistic parent, narcissistic boss, narcissistic work colleague. Emotional abuse is harrowing, and it's very difficult to recognise while you are living it. It happens so gradually over time, and narcissists can treat you so well just to confuse you. They also have ways of gaslighting everything away, making you doubt yourself, making you blame the things that you do and not their actions towards you. In the beginning, they pull you in with their love bombing throughout the relationship. They keep you there with those intermittent reinforcements, those false promises and those future fakes. Loyal, honest, genuine people often make excuses for the narcissist's behaviour, and the narcissist will be gaslighting those excuses into their target's minds. Enablers also make excuses for abusers' behaviour. Abuse is abuse and there is no excuse. So when we have got society enabling the abuser's toxic actions, telling people that they're being too sensitive or too insecure, people stay way longer than they ever should have. People continue to blame themselves, to sacrifice themselves to make it work, believing, due to the narcissist's future faking, that the narcissist wants the same things as them. If you're feeling crazy, confused, depressed, broken, anxious, always to blame, fearful of their reactions, can no longer get your opinions, your thoughts or your feelings out, worthless and unlovable, believing their behaviour to be unbelievable, those kind of wait, what's just happened moments, there's a high chance you are around a narcissist, a narcissistic person, at the very least a toxic person. So 14 signs, as well as the ones just listed, that you are around a narcissist. Number 1, you're always living on edge, afraid to speak up for who you are as a person, afraid to stick to your beliefs and your values. Worried, fearful, scared of their reactions if you do. Number 2, they're very, very petty. They make a massive deal over the little things that you do. However, they downplay the things that they do. What you did right for them once is suddenly no longer right. And it can be down to simple things as not cooking their meal exactly how they like it, not serving their dinner as hot as they wanted it. 3, you've lost your self-esteem. They criticise your friendship choices, they criticise your family, they criticise your career, they criticise your parenting, they criticise how you dress, they judge everything about who you are as a person. They tell you you're not good enough. They get you to the point where they might compliment you one day, but because of all the criticism and invalidation the days before, you're so low, you're so depressed, you're feeling numb, you're feeling worthless, your shoulders have dropped, your head's dropped, and they might turn around and say, hey, why are you walking like that? And they might offer you some form of flattery to pick you up in that moment, so you believe they want the best for you, and that one little bit of breadcrumbing flattery distracts from the last however many days where they've criticised, insulted and invalidated who you are as a person. 4, you've lost your self-respect. They've taken down your boundaries one by one. They might have used triangulation, such as my ex would have done it, my friend would have done it, your brother would have done it. They find a way to wipe out your boundaries one by one, calling you too sensitive, calling you lots of different things so that you question your boundaries and begin to lower them, lowering your standards. For fear of what they will do if you don't. Narcissists have to put other people down in order to feel better about themselves and in order to find ways to exploit people to get their own needs met. They can tell you that you're too regimented and you need to loosen up, or they can just give you the silent treatment. 5, any topic of conversation you try to hold with them that's not the way they want it to go, they block you, they cut you off mid-sentence. Any topic you try to raise with them, they either switch the topic of conversation, or they talk over you, or they interrupt you. They throw a bit of word salad at you to leave you feeling confused. They bring something up that you might not have even done. They rage at you, or they silent treatment you, making you lose track of what the conversation was about in the first place and fearful to approach them about something in the future. 6, they distract you. They do something and they distract you by blaming your emotional reactions to their actions. When they come at you saying, I was only joking, can't you take a joke? You're being too sensitive, you're overthinking, you're overreacting, you're insecure, you're too hung up on your past. That never happened. I told you last week, how can you of all people not remember? So you slowly begin to doubt your instincts, you doubt who you are as a person, and go to the very person who's creating those doubts for a reality check, not realizing they are gaslighting your reality to distract you from who they truly are. 7, you end up walking on eggshells around them, very fearful of what you say, what you do, where you go, what you wear, what you eat. 8, you often feel humiliated by them as they poke fun at you, especially in front of others in subtle ways that other people don't recognise, so that you slowly lose your confidence. And they do it in a way that seems like they're only joking, although they're not. If they're humiliating you, if they're upsetting you, if they're hurting you, they are not being respectful of your feelings. They'll make digs, they'll make sly remarks about how you look. From the covert, you're really going to wear that, to the overt, that looks terrible on you. 9, they use the things that matter most to you to get you to explain or defend or justify to them. They use your insecurities, they use your weaknesses to bait you into a reaction so that they can feel better within themselves because you reacted to them, and they can blame you for your reactions to escape any form of consequences for their actions. 10, if you're hurt or upset, they show you no compassion. To them, it's your fault. Often they'll walk out on you and leave you feeling upset. Or many will go on about a situation that was far worse for them than whatever you're going through. They will bring it onto the woe is me victim mindset of how their troubles are always far worse than yours. They'll not offer you any support or encouragement. They will try to bring you further down. Narcissists lack in empathy, so they can't genuinely care for you how you care for them. 11, at times, they treat you better than anyone ever has, and you feel understood and connected to them to keep you confused. So when those times hit when they're treating you worse than anyone ever has, you're the one working harder to try and please them to get those good times back, not realising it's all a game to the narcissist. And this is what makes it so confusing. Narcissists, toxic people, although there is that pattern of behaviour that follows them, and it is who they are as a person, due to their manipulation and exploitation, they aren't nasty all the time, and they aren't nasty with everyone. They switch the game between nasty and nice depending on whether they're getting the attention that they believe they're entitled to. 12, you don't recognise yourself anymore. You're beginning to lose yourself more and more. You've lost all your hopes, your dreams. You don't even know what you enjoy anymore. You don't even know what your thoughts, feelings or opinions are anymore. 13, you're always on edge, and it's starting to become, or it has become, to the point where you're not only on edge around the narcissist, you're on edge around other people too, questioning what other people think about you, what other people are saying about you. You've lost your own self-trust, you've lost your own self-judgment. 14. Questioning everything about who you are, questioning if you are too sensitive, questioning if you are overthinking, questioning if you are insecure, questioning if you are jealous, not feeling yourself, feeling less confidence within your own abilities, in your own opinions, feeling like you just cannot do right for doing wrong, feeling very anxious, apologising often, always second guessing yourself and second guessing those around you, always blaming yourself and afraid to speak up for who you are as a person. And these are all big red flags that you are being gaslighted by somebody. If you are still in the situation, seek help from friends and family if you haven't been isolated. Otherwise, speak to your local domestic violence helpline, phone the authorities, get the help and support you need. It is out there. Laws are different from area to area, which is why your local domestic violence helpline is the best place to approach first. Stay safe. Do not call a narcissist out on their behaviour. I shall add this video up here. It's not going to change who they are as a person. Your safety has to come first. Do not tell them what you think of them. Do not tell them if you are planning on leaving. Gather things like birth certificates, passports, things that are valuable to you. The narcissist will not notice you have gathered. Keep a diary to keep your reality in check and make sure it's somewhere the narcissist cannot find it. Those with a lack of empathy, you have to put your safety first. You are far from alone in this. Connecting with people who have also been through this can give you some more clarity, can give you some more understanding. I shall link the video on how to safely leave. It is just ideas and tips to help people. Follow your instinct, follow what feels right for you. Get the help and the support that suits who you are as a person and not what people tell you to do. Listen to your own instincts. Ask yourself a question like it's somebody you really, really care about asking you, and what advice would you give that person? Sometimes, yes, we do need perspectives of those around us if those around us are coming from a genuine place and if they truly understand the situation that we are in. Other times we have to be our own best advisor. Yes, if you need help and support, get help and support. Make sure that help and support is right for you. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. Find something that does feel right for you. There is a safe way out. There is a much happier life waiting for you. Sometimes the healing hurts worse than the actual injury does. It takes time. It is a learning curve. And if you want to achieve a better life for yourself, you are more than capable of doing so. I shall add the video into the description to explain about the trauma bond, as often people end up trapped in these kinds of relationships due to the trauma bond. It is like winning ourselves off a highly addictive drug. I shall add the video on how to leave and the video on gaslighting, as often that's why we don't see what is truly happening to us. I am currently full to one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link is in the description if you need somebody to talk to. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and start creating the life that you deserve, because you do deserve to have a happy, peaceful life. Life hits, life happens. We don't need people causing us drama and conflict. We need people who support us through life's struggles. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.